Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you'll listen to this video I'm trying to make. With this virus, I think it's a wake-up call for us all to realize that our lives are so precious and time is so short. We've lost loved ones because of this virus, because of you, me, and everybody else creating filthy places. Like Wuhan in China, they knew about this virus back in November. Regardless of what they say on TV, they will tell you a lot of lies. CNN, BBC lie to you. This is a wake-up call. This virus, at the moment, people think it's going away. We've lost trillions and trillions of pounds and dollars in currency all over the world. Jobs are being lost. Food is being depleted. Industries are collapsing. It is an absolute disgrace because you, me, and everybody else on this planet have ruined it. We haven't bothered about climate change. Look at the skies today because of the shutdown of aircraft and everything else and polluting factories. The sky is clear. Is this a call from God to tell us to clean up our act before December? You have about 5 or 6 months to do it. The leaders of this world need to get together and make sure that their countries all over the world, everywhere, are cleaned up and make sure everything is clean. I'm here in a certain place and the beach is trashed with plastic bottles, rubbish. It is an absolute disgrace about ships throwing rubbish overboard, people throwing trash out of cars, polluting the water supply, polluting the beaches, polluting the air. We are an absolute disgrace. Every one of us have trashed this world. We take our rubbish, we throw it in a bin, and we dump it in the pits to be able to go through into the water supply. We haven't done a proper recycling. We don't care. Oh, I'm all right. I have lots of money. I hear billionaires say, oh, he's living in a big house. Well, when you're dead, that house is not any good to you. But I'm telling you this, any billionaires or people like that, they should get together, build up clinics to be able to check for viruses, for cancer. Look at the people getting killed every year for cancers, flus and everything else. These countries, like China and Americans, they have deliberately put out viruses into cities to check on people. You don't know this? You need to go back to about the 1960s. And there was an episode there on a newspaper called News of the World. That newspaper emphasized this fact a lot. And if you can make a pill to cure the common cold, you'll either be bought out or so kill you. Because they don't want you to cure the common cold because it's worth too many billions of dollars a year for people getting these colds. Go to pharmacies and see all the remedies there. Yes, it's for people like you who are not doing anything about it. You're buying all this stuff to put into your stomach because they're making billions out of it. Now I hear that China, where it came from, are now going to invest, which CNN stated with President Trump, they're going to invest $500 billion into USA. Yes, they will. They'll buy the farms in agriculture. They'll feed their people. Food prices will rocket. And what will we get? We'll get this trash at the end of it. And China has started to take over the whole world, secretly. You don't see them in wars, like stupid Americans, British. No, they supply these people because armament contracts are the things in the world that people want. But getting back to this virus, we must now start looking after this planet. Me, you, and everybody else on this planet today do not own it. It belongs to the future generations. And it's a very small planet. If we can't look after it, to go to another planet, do you think an alien who can travel billions and billions of miles away will want to come here? They'll be so far advanced, do you think they just want to leave for one day? You must be out of your minds. We've got to look after this planet. We've got to understand how the world began. We have to clean up the sea. We have to clean up the air. We have to clean up everything. The land, we're just polluting. The birds are being killed off with disinfectants and chemicals. The farmers are not doing anything for it. They're just saying how much yield they can get. Cattle owners, pig farmers, they're all playing around with the normal natural animals to get more meat, everything else there, to make them lean, giving them chemicals, and it's going into my body and into yours, which are making you sick. This virus is an absolute wake-up call for us all. And if you, me, and everybody else don't take any notice of it, it's going to come back in about 5 or 6 months' time, and I don't think there'll be many of us left. Just think to yourself, what you, me, have worked hard for, from getting up 4 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock at night, working on farms, digging ditches, flying airplanes, driving cars, driving trucks, everything else will be lost. Imagine if me, my family die, who's going to take my property? Who's going to take all the things I've had, all the gold and all the billions of dollars? Yes, the government. Yeah, the government will take your money, and what will they do to it? Yes, corruption. They will use all that money to put into their pockets. Why do you think they want all these people like the World Food Programme, World Health Organization? You know, I've been to all these bad places. I haven't seen any starving people in Africa, but I did work for the World Food Programme. Yes, and they were paying me very, very high money, thank you very much, because idiots like you are supplying them to charities. These charities are nothing but a load of liars, crooks and thieves. They're stealing your money. If you can tell me where there's some starving children in the world, let me know. In India? No. I used to work there. No, none in India. In Africa? No, none in Africa. If there were, I'd be paying them. I'd be feeding these kids and these people, because they're very nice people. But the thing is this, the leaders of this world think we're stupid. We think we don't know what's going on with these people. They think they can come on TV and tell us a load of rubbish and lies and think we've got to tolerate it. Well, we do tolerate it because we're too busy trying to make some money to pay the taxes for these thieves in government. They're nothing but thieves. They're people who can't get a proper job. That's why they're in government. Now, like I said, we must start to clean up our act. The beaches have got to be cleaned. We've got to look after animals a bit better. Yesterday, I was walking down the road and I saw a man with live birds in a cage. The cage was filthy. Bird muck all on the bottom of it, and they were not birds that are being bred in captivity. No, they've been captured, and he's selling them. There needs to be a law on this. There needs to be a law about the councils in the UK who are putting slug pellets out. These slug pellets are put out onto the ground to kill slugs. But the song thrush is now extinct because the snails have eaten the slug pellets and the birds have eaten the slugs and they're all died. They are on the danger list. And also sparrows, other animals and birds, they've eaten these slug pellets and they've killed them off. The bird population has been depleted because of us, stupid, ignorant people like you, me, and the leaders of this world. We don't care. What do? Walk down the street, throw a piece of chewing gum on the ground. People stand on it. Dogs muck all on the street because people take their dogs into populated areas, into towns, which they shouldn't do. They should take them to the countryside and have a run. A dog doesn't want to go into a town. We have to have some laws to stop this. We just can't keep on the way we are. We have to clean up the streets, the land, the air and the sea. If we don't do it, well, you know the problem, 1.6 million people at the moment. Look at all the people who just died. Look at all the ventilators. All the people who are in good health are dying. Your breadwinner, your father, your mother, your children. Don't cry over it because you started it. Because, oh dear, I'm crying over it. I just lost my father, my mother, my children. No, because you didn't care. You drove down the road, throwing out beer cans, papers, McDonald's, everything else on the road to trash. Do I know? Yes, because I have to go and pick it up off my land. Because filthy, dirty people can't take that stuff home to be recycled for the next generation. What's wrong with us? Are we that ignorant to not realise what damage we're doing? We're here on this earth for normally max 70 years. If you live beyond that, great. But the thing is this, there's a short period of time and you don't own this earth. You're here for God. He can't let you come on this earth to enjoy it, to enjoy the birds, to breathe fresh air. How many plants can you name? How many birds can you name? Yes, none. Why? Because you're not interested. How many you look in the sky? The sky, if you're in Iceland, you laid on your back, and you took a pin, everywhere you prick on that sky would be a star or a planet. Yeah, how many can you name? 0. Because you're too stupid and ignorant. You think you're clever because more like you're a billionaire? Yes, you are, because you're lucky. You made it. But the thing is this, a tramp down the road who's got nothing, because more like he's in bad health or he lost his job, can't get another job, is more likely more intelligent than most of us all put together. So we don't realise and we don't think. All we want to do is rape, thieve and plunder. We haven't looked after this earth. But now this virus has come back to us and it's came with a vengeance. It's like a vengeance from God to tell us, hey, I'm sending you this. Now take notice. Start cleaning up the world. It's not yours. It's for future generations. And he owns it. And he'll always own it. And you own nothing. You came on this earth with nothing and you go off with nothing. So make sure that you look after it and listen to this video. Because I am listening to it myself after this to make sure that I do everything correctly. I just don't trash everything. I clean things up now. And I bet you do it all. I bet you're wearing face masks, which are totally useless. I bet you're washing your hands all the time. But the thing is this, you take it off and you breathe it. This filthy virus came from Wuhan. It was more likely manufactured there by bioscientists. And we don't really realise what's going on in this world with these leaders of this world, these armies, these idiots who are running our country, leaders. They're people who are here today and gone tomorrow people. Can you imagine leaders years ago? And today, we've got the Easter. We crucified the most important man on this world who ever walked on it. What sort of people are we? I'll tell you what we are. We are very, very ignorant, infantile morons. None of us got any intelligence. If you've got money, I don't care what money you got. I don't care if you're rich or poor. And neither does this virus. It's coming after you because we all created it because we don't give a damn. Now is the time to start. Start now cleaning up everything, looking after everything, looking after the environment, more like have electric cars, aircraft with electric engines. It can be done. Unfortunately, the people that design all these things are so ignorant, it's unbelievable. Like a car, if you go to repair a car, you have to take the thing to pieces to be able to get down to repair the fan belt. Absolutely pathetic. And everybody's out to screw somebody else out of $1 or £1 or yen or whatever it is, you know. Everybody walks down the street with a cell phone stuck in the face. Nobody says, good morning, how are you? Nobody opens the door for you. Slam it in your face. Excuse me, sir, you slammed the door in the face. Oh, I learned that from English. No, you didn't. The old generation opened the door for people. They had a respect for people. Today, people have no respect for anything. This is why the virus is here. And we all are to blame. Anyway, I suppose I can keep on all day long about it, but I do have another video on telling you how the world began. Watch it and then think about it. I'm not saying it's correct, but look at it and see how the sea got there. See how we got here. We came out of the sea because our bodies are 95% saline solution. Start thinking about looking after this world a bit more better than what we have been doing. Electric cars, we had electric vehicles back in the 50s. Now they say it's a new concept. You're 20 years or 30 years behind times because of oil prices, because of oil, because of greed of man, because of politicians. All over the world, taxes, tax and tax and tax. Nobody's looking after the farms, nobody's looking after anything. Nobody's looking after the animals, we're just killing everything. What is wrong with mankind? Perhaps God wants to wipe us out to have a better world. Perhaps where some animals can live together as freely. We're encroaching on all environments, habitats and everything else there. We're cutting down trees. We're not planting any trees, which are the lungs of the air. The lungs, they clean the air. We're devastating forests. We're not planting in deserts where we can have water in the deserts, to have trees to cool the deserts down, to stop hurricanes. Because nobody's got any intelligence to think, how are these things working? All we do is hear on CNN News, BBC, all the time. We hear about viruses. They don't tell us where it's coming from, who created it. Show us a place where people have been eating bats, dogs, cats, snakes, all these animals which make me feel sick to even look at. I'm vegetarian. I can't stomach anymore. I'm not saying you have to be, but when you think you've got to eat all these things, bats have got rabies, snakes have been eating rats, and you're going to eat them? No wonder you feel sick. And let me tell you something. I caught hepatitis many years ago and they gave me last rites. After that there, I have a respect for life. And I hope all you are now listening to have a bit of respect for it also. So now start. This one person can help because you've stopped a pollution. And if we don't stop, in about another 6 months' time, after Christmas, the 2020, you'll find more like this virus can come back with another vengeance. We won't lose 1.6 million with it. We'll lose about 100 million. And when you see your friends disappearing and can't breathe and coughing and laying on the floor ill and your family ill at the same time and can't get a ventilator, and coffins are being stacked up and buried in mass graves, start to think again. Because it might be you, not going to be me. So I'll make sure I know what to do. Use ultraviolet lights. Ultraviolet lights kill 99.9% of the time. Any hot area, if you've got the virus, breathe onto a hot oven or a plate, that will kill it. You breathe the hot air in. Perhaps that will help. Might not, at least you can try. But the thing is this, these ultraviolet lights, why haven't these been displayed in hospitals to kill viruses? They use them in airplanes. They walk down the aisles with these ultraviolet lights with this, and it kills all the germs. Don't believe me? Google it and see. This is what you should have in hospitals, in your own homes and everything else. Start doing it now. Perhaps the people making the ultraviolet lights will make some money now, but this is very, very important to do it, to sanitize the areas. So again, there's many, many things we can do to improve our way of life and help other future generations. Look at your kids and think, when they grow up, will they have kids? Because if you and me don't do something about it now, they're not going to be here. So think about it. Everything you've worked for, hard workers, driving trucks, feeling tired, from 4 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock at night and more, doing night shift. Everything from the basic worker right the way up to the top. Yeah, you'll lose it all. For what? For money? Got $1 billion in the bank, you die tomorrow, the government turns in, thank you very much, thank you, but you're the idiot because you didn't build a clinic or a hospital or help somebody else by doing something with that money. You left it in the bank to make more money. How much money does a person want? Anyway, I leave it to you to think about it. So, watch the video. Good luck. And like I said, let's hope we live another 100 years. I won't, but there.